Welcome to the PTTS. Today's date is August 3, 2022, Wednesday. My name is Nang Hong Lam. Okay, this morning when I just woke up, I kind of start straightening up some of the things on my shelf and my desk. So for like a few hours or some hour around there, like a few to some hours, and then I saw it, and then I started watching like the video I made yesterday, like the one which I titled it USA Citizenship, and I would just kind of want to write I already watched it like last night also, like, and then I watched some more like this morning. I kind of want to like write a description on it, like the video description, and then I came upon like, which is really like so like in a way it is kind of upsetting, like some of the conflict, like when I was writing the description, even though like I have already watched it already, and I made the video and I watched it already, and while I was writing the description it get kind of upsetting. So I was just thinking that the conflicts in my life still haven't been resolved. There's so I remember like I was just trying to like, kind of like just mumble out some words just to myself, just saying, maybe to not get too upset about it, like, I already took a lot of steps. I typed over 1,000 pages of articles to post on my website, TRATCT.TUMBLR. So I was just mumbling out some words just to myself. I was like, just, don't get too upset about it. It's not like I was being very irresponsible about it. It took steps, right? Like, I typed over 1,000 pages of articles to post on my website. I wasn't being the total irresponsible about it. So I remember just mumbling some words to myself, just no, don't get so upset about it, like I wasn't totally irresponsible about it. So I was just mumbling some word to myself. It just, in a way, like, just tell myself, just don't get upset over something that, like I already took so many steps to type over 1,000 pages of articles and post up on my website, TRATCT.TUMBLR. Also made many of these videos where I speak in front of the camera. So anyway, basically I was just mumbling to myself, and I just decided that I want to make another video. It's just the whole mumbling keep continue on, because so anyway, I kind of like almost completed that description on the yesterday video, USA Citizenship, which I titled it USA Citizenship. So I was just about to finish that description on that video, but it's kind of getting so. Anyway, so I think the conflicts that I think I was kind of like maybe still having some sort of conflict with is I think the supplies is, I think that's what the supplies is, and my the locations where I'm in. Like, I think it's what, like, so like in a way the whole argument is, what if, you know, someone, you know, broke into your house and messed up one of your devices, and how would you make these sessions, videos is. So those are the arguments. I mean, that's what the argument is. You know, what happens? Someone mess up one of your arguments is, so like mess up one of your devices to make these PTTS sessions videos is, and you know, like, you're already taking steps is to want to ask for support and things like that. So like in a way, how would you able to handle these kind of situations is. So I think that's the argument. I think it's like, because I'm already at that point of wanting to ask for supports and things like that. So it's just, you know, what happened if someone broke into your house and messed up one of your devices, and you know, you won't able to make these PTTS videos is, and how are you gonna, you know, able to get through these conflicts is. It's like you can't make these PTTS sessions videos is. So I think that's the argument. Pretty much, you know, like someone break into my house and mess up one of my devices. So I think that's the argument. And it's just like, maybe, you know, like you live in like the White House with all those security. It's harder to break into the White House, you know, like you have all the security and everything. So kind of in a way, you know, that would be a more stronger support to that, you know, like you don't, is your house have like all those security like the White House does, you know, like, so to prevent people from breaking into your house. So kind of like that, you know, like, I think that's the argument. What happens if someone break into your house and messed up one of your devices? So I think that's pretty much like the whole argument, and it's like pretty much, you know, and I you see, like, during the tournament time, you know, like I have saying this before, like during the tournament time, I would emphasize on, you know, put your focus in in the tournament matches, trying to compete against your opponent, to try to overcome your opponent in the matches. You know, like I've been saying, like I have said this before, you know, like in the sessions, it's not too much on, you know, like after you get the first place and worry about these sort of conflicts in your life. It's not too much on that, like, you know, like. So I think that's what it's kind of like. I think a lot of time it's just put your focus on the matches and trying to get through, like, advance through the tournament rounds and then get your first place. You know, don't worry too much about having your first places in your life and dealing with the conflicts. I think that might be another argument. I think it's just that. So anyway, like I was saying, like, I think that's what worries me. What happened to someone, you know, like, I mean, like the other sessions I made that I got scrown at. So if Sakimoi could scrown at me, I mean, what happened to someone just sneak into my house and mess up one of my devices, equivalent to kind of like how how Sok Yim Hui is screaming at me is, like, what happened? Someone follow Sok Yim Hui example, broke into my house and messed up one of my devices, and I can't continue making these PTTS videos. So I think that's the argument. If Sok Yim Hui could scream at me, then someone could possibly break into my house and mess up one of my devices. So I think something like that, how come you can't even, prevent Sok Yim Hui from screaming at you? How can you prevent people from breaking into your house and mess up one of your devices? So I think something like that, an argument like that, I think maybe that's what is bothering me this morning. I think some of these arguments is that, I don't know, like, I remember back then, that's kind of like, back then, like, as the president of the Mesa Multimedia Club, like, I have access to the whole equipment room. There's, like, maybe, like, about 50 to 60 of these camcorders. So, I mean, you mess up a few of the camcorders, it's still, like, 70, like, still, like, 50 to 60 left in the equipment room that I could substitute, like, it's just, back then as the president of the Mesa Multimedia Club, I have like access to the equipment room, to the studio, like you mess up a few of the camcorders, it's like, it's still like a whole equipment room and a whole studio of camcorder that is still able to continue on with the PTTS sessions. So it's kind of like, I don't have to worry about, getting one of my devices messed up and things like that, like I have like access to like the whole equipment room and the studios, like, so I think it's the whole, like, these kind of arguments is, I think it's so anyway, like, so back then, like, I really don't have to worry about these kind of arguments is, like, I have access to the equipment room, access to the studio. It's kind of like, in a way, like, if one of my someone broke into my house and messed up one of my devices, I could, like, check out one of the equipment in the equipment room and to substitute for that for the time being and things like that, or get one of the equipment from the studio for the time being, so like substitute for that. I mean, there's like 50 to 60 camcorder in the equipment room and studios, but it's like, so anyway, I think there's probably like the arguments is it's like, so anyway, it's pretty much like I remember, don't have to really worry about these kind of arguments, like, like equipment shouldn't have to be the concerns, like, you have access to the equipment room and access to the studios, like, I remember really didn't, like, as the president, remember like making announcements to the Mesa Multimedia Club. I remember like trying to get them, like, don't let the unable to access the equipment be the problems. Is, like the Mesa Multimedia Club have access to the equipment room, to the studios. Like, that shouldn't be a concern. Like, as long as you have something that you want to work on, just let me know. Like, you need some kind of equipment and things like that. So I remember, like, occasionally I would bring up these reminders, like if the club members who have some kind